What's up, guys? Welcome back. And this is the first video of the banking system we're going to work on today. And today's video is going to be kind of boring because we are going to just work on the basics, okay? Like creating the actor, the structure, the table, and doing the interaction and stuff like that, just like how we started for the house. And one thing I want to say is please, please, please pay attention to what's going on, okay? Because I receive a lot of messages about, hey, this is not happening. I can't fix this. I can't fix that. The simplest thing people are having issue with, okay? So I'm not knocking you. I'm not, saying that, hey, you should know that. But one thing too is if this is your first time building video games or this is your first time in the engine, multiplayer should be the last thing on your mind. Trust me, learn from my mistakes. Multiplayer should be the last thing on your mind. Try to build small project, single player project. And once you understand the basic of building single player project, replication is smooth as butter. Okay? Even me, I've been doing this for a while. And sometimes, as you can see in the video, multiplayer still kick my butt. Okay? So just pay attention to what's going on and try not to just click what I'm clicking. Try to understand why I'm doing certain things. And maybe I should take more time to explain exactly what I'm doing. So I'm gonna start doing that. But please pay attention to what's going on. Okay? Because I'm trying to teach you how to become a better developer. I'm not trying to build game for you. Okay? My job is to teach you how to build video game, not building a game for you and then you just go do whatever you want to do. Okay? So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to create a folder, bank system, and let's right click, give it a color, and then create a blueprint actor. Let's say BP bank. And I want you to get into the habit of since you are trying to build multiplayer game, I want you to get into the habit every time you create an actor, first thing you need to do is replicate. Replicate movement. Even though the bank will not be moving with us, but some of the stuff that you attach to the player will be moving with the player. So get into the habit of replicate stuff soon as you create an actor. Okay? So now start thinking like a developer. Okay? So when you create that, what is the first thing you want? Well, we need to know how the building gonna look like. So we need a static mesh. And then we say building mesh. Okay, so now we have the mesh. Let's say cube. Okay, we have a cube. Okay, so now what's next? Well, how do people going to interact with the building? Do I need a line trace or am I trying to use a box collision? Okay, so where I know I want a box collision. So box collision. So, okay. And one more thing, I see a lot of people send me screenshot and then this be the biggest problem. Why certain things is not working. You see how I have mine? For example, let's say you create the box collision, right? And then you make it a child of this. So now when I move this, the box collision move with it, right? So let's say, okay, well, this is to interact with this, and I'll need another one to access my banking, right? So this is the first one is to open the bank, and this one is to access my bank. Now, guess what's gonna happen? It doesn't matter which one you interact with, because it is a child of this. They both going to do the same thing, right? So let's say I come here and press E. It's gonna show me, hey, create a bank, even though this is the one to create the bank because they are a child of this. So if you want this box collision to work independently, they cannot be a child of whatever the object is. So you need to make sure it's not a child. So this, now if I have a second one, now this one right here is a different thing. Okay, it will do different thing. All right, so make sure they are not child of the object, and name them accordingly. Okay, so this one would be create bank collision, so that way you don't get confused. Okay, so now that we have the box collision, let's make this up and let's see it in the game. So we need to interact with it. So let's say add event begin overlap and overlap. Okay, so we need to get a reference to our character. So here, if you are using something different than mine, you can cast to your whatever character you are using. But me, I'm using JC character. I get the message, the interface, okay, and then I promote this to a variable, and then make sure you get in the habit of replicating things. Okay, so replicate. All right, so well, we need to enable the input so that way the player will be able to press a button to interact with stuff. So enable input. And also, if you don't know what you need for this, you can hover over the thing and we'll let you know. See, the player controller whose input event we want to receive. So we know we want a player controller. Okay. So now, and then we know when we leave, we want to disable the input so that way we don't, if we keep pressing the button, we don't have to access the bank again. So we say disable input, and then it's looking for the same thing. It's looking for the player controller. So we grab the player controller right there. So now, okay, this is very important. This variable right here can interact with bank open or counter. These names cannot be the same. Even let's say for example, a good example is the light switch right here. Even if it's a different component, like it's a different thing, it cannot be the same as the trigger for the door. So you see, as it can interact with door, the name of that boolean that's inside the light switch. Let me show you. This cannot be the same, even though they are in two different projects. What's gonna happen is because they are inside of the house, right? Because they are inside of the house, they're gonna collide together. Because when you doing the, let me show you. When you hit this, it's going to interact with this because they have the same name. Okay? So make sure they are not the same. Okay, so let me just close this. Bank. Okay, so now we know we want can interact with bank is true whenever we interacting with the bank. Set it to true, and then now, come on, set it to false down here. Okay, and then if we get the IA interaction, well, we don't want to just do stuff. Say, let's say banking, right? So if I hit play now, see, we don't want to do that. So what we need to check to see if this is true. So that's when we want to interact with it. Okay? We want to check if can interact with is true. Only if this is true. Because you remember, it's only when we interact with, when we overlap the box, this become true. And when we leave, we set it to false. So when we overlap the box, this will be true. Then whatever's happening here, we can just do it. So if I go outside, let me go over here and let's go to my banking system and put the bank over there. 90. Let's add a now if I'm out, press E, nothing. Press E, banking. Okay. So now we know this is working. So now ask yourself, when I push this button, what do I want to happen? Well, I want to see a widget that to show me whether I want to create a bank or not. Okay. But also we also want to show the interaction widget when we interact with this trigger right here. So we already built this for the game for the house, so we can use the same thing. So let's get the player character. Let's make sure it's valid. And we can say get BPC widget. And it's somewhere over here. We say interaction widget right there. Create interaction widget. Make sure let me do it the slow and long way so that way you guys don't get stuck and don't send me a million messages asking me, oh, you can't find this. So we'll say get BPC, and if you scroll all the way down, there we go, we get the component. I click, make sure it's valid, and then we are calling the server create I think it's called create interaction. Wait, why am I getting the house? Get BPC widget. Yeah. And then we can say server create interaction widget. Now remember, in the last video, I showed you by default, they were gonna say to interact, right? So I think we should be able to say get UI interaction, and then we can set interaction. Is that it? No. Yeah. Set interaction text. Is that what it was? What did I call it? It's under widget interaction. Where's the text? Oh, I didn't even name this text. Interesting. Interaction text. T. Okay. Interaction. No. It's already here, right? It's right there. Interaction text. And I'm setting it over there. Yeah. There you go. Oh, I call it text. Okay. Interaction T. Okay. So now we can go back to the banking in the UI. We can say set interaction T, which is that text. And then we should say to interact with bank. And I think we're gonna have an issue. The first time he's gonna say yeah, it's gonna do that. And then the second time, interesting. What is this? Interaction. Why is it not valid? Is it because this is not valid? See what I mean? This is why I said you have to start thinking. If this happened, why is it happening? Is it because this is not valid? So let's print a string and see if this is not valid. And say not valid. I want you to get into the habit of doing this. Whenever you get an error, try to find out where the error is. Dude, stop it. Aha, you see I say it's not valid? That means the UI interaction is not valid. So we need to find out why. Why is it not valid? Oh my Lord. Why is it not valid? Let's see. Okay, not valid. Not valid. Server create interaction widget. Interaction widget. Okay. Client is running on a client, running on a server. Why are you not valid? That's what I want to know. Why? Why not? Because you are valid because it's showing the widget. So why this is not valid? I don't know. Okay, so let's just keep it to interact. You see what I mean? It's just like that's why you gotta keep messing with things and figure it out. Okay? Because the widget is showing, so therefore it's creating the widget. So why is it saying not valid? So in the end overlap, we need to do the same. So we grab these two, and then we need to remove it. We can say server remove interaction widget. So when we overlap, it says to interact, we're gone, it goes away like this. Okay. So when we press E, we also want to hide the interaction widget. So we can just copy this at the bottom. Copy this. Excuse me. When we press E, we want to hide it so that because we're going to show another widget. Okay. So like this, press E, it goes away. Okay. That's what we want. So now we go back here, show it again, press E. Now this is where we want to show the widget to begin the process of creating a bank account. Okay. So you can add comment, interact with, create bank account area. So that way you know which one is which. And you can also change the color if you want to be specific, and you can make the text a little bigger. This text right here. Okay. And so now let's go and start creating some information for the bank. Create a new folder called data, and we need a structure. What is it? Blueprint structure, bank info. The first thing we need a reference to the bank. So we say BP bank. We need the class. We need a text for the bank name, about the bank, or we can just say description, and we can say we need a picture for the bank. This needs to be a texture 2D. And what else do we need for the bank? We need interest rate. This can be a float because it can be like 15.5% or whatever. What else we need? Let's see. Okay, for now, let's keep this. That's it. So let's just make the default to bank. Okay, and then we can create child blueprint for the bank. Right now, this is gonna be the default. Okay. Yeah. And then let's create a structure. Let's say bank name. The reason why I'm doing this, that's if you want to spawn bank dynamically. You don't just want to drag them in there. You know what I'm saying? So now let's add one and let's call it default bank. Default bank. And yeah, we need a table. We go to miscellaneous table. You need to be the bank info. And let's call it DT bank. And then this name should match the name of this. Okay. So in the row name, bank, default bank. But this can be anything. Let's say I want it to be Unreal Dev bank. But the row name should be the same as the other one. Best bank ever. We will take all your money. Okay, and interest rate is about 59.9%. Jeez. Nobody gonna bank with me. Nobody's going to bank with me. Okay, let's close this. Okay, so now that we have the default bank and everything, so we can go here into the bank BP, and then we can get a new variable, say bank info, and then say bank info replicated, and then bank name. We say bank name, and it's already replicated. Now go to the event construct, say get data table. So we are getting the data table, the bank data table, and then this is the name. So we say enum to string, and plug this up, and then set this to the return value. So now if you hit the bank, you see your bank info, it should already be under the bank default bank. That's the only one we have. Now when we create child blueprint of it, then we'll change it. Okay, but for now, we're gonna keep it to this. So now if let's delete this and we add it to the world 90. We'll push it back. Okay. So what we can do now, if we go to this, when we hide the widget, we can see which bank we are interacting with. Okay, I can say print name, and then it should print Unreal Engine. I mean Unreal Devs Bank. Best bank ever. We take all your cash. Here we go. Unreal Bank, Unreal Devs Bank. Here we go, right there. So now we know we know which bank it is. We're getting information from the bank now. So let's delete this. So now we want to show the widget to either create a bank account or access your bank information. So let's go here, add a folder. Let's call this widgets, and let's get a copy of the default widget. Copy it here, so we can already have all the reference to the character and stuff like that. And then let's call this widget bank creation, so we know what this is. Open it up, and let's add a size. Ah, come on. Size box. Now, if you hit this and hold shift and click, it's already gonna do most of the stuff for you. So you can just remove this, move this. You don't have to do the 0.5 down here. It's just gonna automatically put it to the center. And let's wrap this with a border, the second one as well. I just realized I'm doing my widget the same way. Yeah, oh well. I'm not an artist. Okay. So if you got better widget, be my guest. Use it. So 5. This size should be about 600. Make sure this is size to content. This border. 600 by 200. Yeah, that's fine. And then inside of here, we need to add a vertical box. Yep. We need a text. Center. Bank title. Yep, I'm doing it the same way. Yes, sir. Bank header. And then block 3. Block. And 0.4. And then bank header. Top to -20. Yep. And then bank name. Let's make the size about 18. Padding to 15 left, 10 top, 15, 10. Yep, we get something like this. And now let's block this for now. Let's add a text to the vertical box. This will be description. And let's make it center as well. Let's go get some beautiful text. Lorem Ipsum. Or whatever you say that name. Let's see if this thing is done. Ah, it's done. Yes, I'm gonna upload it now after this video. What am I doing? Let's make this 15 and paste the text. Auto wrap. And then let's do a padding 30 left, 15 top, 30 right, 15 bottom. Oh, what is this? No, 15. And center. And let's do a line height of 1.1, like so. And then we need to add a horizontal box to the vertical box. Padding left 30, 30. Top should be 15. And then we need 2 buttons. Let's wrap the button with a size box. The height is about 60. So we definitely need to make this a little taller. Let's say 240. Yep. And fill the button should be a box and like that. Just copy, shift left click, and let's turn in this into something like this. and add a text to the button. This one should be cancel, and 18. Select this, duplicate it, and put a padding to the right about 5. Let's see, wait, what I want to do. Yeah, accept and create for now, but we're gonna add, wait, what just happened? Let's say create then. I don't know what just happened. Yep, create. Oh, I think it's because it's too long. And create. No. Okay, I don't know what was that. Okay. So this is what people will see before when they first interact with the bank, right? So let's go to our component, BPC widget. This dude every time showing up with that loud ass car. So we say server create interaction bank, or whatever name you can come up with. Make sure it's one on server, and then let's say client create interaction bank. Yeah, this one needs to be client. Yep. So this should be a toggle. So let's say create widget banking creation, widget bank creation, bank creation widget. We could have used we can use this. Let's see. Yeah, we can use this. Yeah, we can just use this. So after we do that, we can say server create any widget. Cause yeah, because we create that. I don't know why I'm not using this. Widget banking creation, and then show the Moscow. Say, yeah, that will work. Yeah, make it simple. See? Yeah, that worked. And then yeah, let's just do that. Let's go to the BPC and let's just remove this, the widget. And let's just delete this. Because we already have this global function we use to create any widget and remove it. So size, let's do 260. And let's get the buttons. And then let's make this a little lighter. Like that. And the first one, padding to the right. Let's give it 8. Yeah. And then if we go to the bank, we know when we in overlap, right? Right here, we can say server remove any widget. Whatever widget is open, just remove it. Okay. So this save us some time. Boom, make sure it goes away. Okay. So now we need to work on this. So what needs to happen after we hit the create? Well, we want the player to enter a password, and then so basically this would be where they read the term and services of your banking system or your banking thing, and then they accept and create. So we need to hide this and then shows where they need to input their password. So let's go to the banking creation. Let's grab this. Let's call it creation container. And let's duplicate this. And then we say password container. So let's hide the creation container. Okay, let's work on the password one. Let's say, oh, because it's locked. Password header. Okay, so here it's we can say enter a password. Okay, and then this button, this one can say back, and this one can say continue. Okay, and name the buttons. Back button, continue button. Okay, so in the first one, let's unlock it and hide this. This one should be create button, and this one should be cancel button. So when we hit the create button, what we need to do, we want to hide the, did I make them a variable? Yeah, these need to be variables. Unlock it. Yeah, and they need to be a variable. So when I click on the create button, we need to show the password container, and then we need to hide the creation container. So we need to say set visibility to hidden or collapse. And then this one, we can say set visibility to visible. So what's gonna happen here, it will be boom, continue. Oh, wait a minute. The creation, the password container should be collapsed by default. Banking name, accept, and then I enter the password. Okay, so now for the password one, let's just hide this, and let's remove this text. Let's delete this. In between the password header, let's add an editable text right there, and let's wrap it with a border, and wrap the border with a size box. So get the size box, and let's say minimal height to be about 60. Yep. And then padding left 30, top 15, right 30, bottom 15. Or bottom might even be, let's say 30 all around. Yep, 30 all around. And the border, let's make the border like a darker gray, like this. And then in here, the text, for the hint, for the text, you can say, no, the hint text, it should be password. And then let's put a padding to the top about 8. Yeah. let's down the size a little bit. Font 18. Uncheck this to the color to white. Let's say padding top 15. Yeah, like so. And then name it to password input. Yeah, password input. So now we need to do the onText committed, right? So what happened? So well, we need to promote this to a variable and say entered password, because later on this is what we're gonna check to see if the player password is match, right? And then we can say print string, and then we can enter whatever. We can print whatever we just entered. And then after we commit the text, we can also hide the password set visibility to collapse. So now one thing, the way this works is, let me show you. Once I put a password, as soon as I hit enter, it's gone. Okay? So you either have to do it that way, or the continue button, you get it on click, and then you do the same thing here. So either way, right? Either way, I say whatever gibberish, and then we can just say continue. Now it's gone, and then you just print it. So now the way we're going to check to see if the password, okay, let me add something. For example, saved password. All right, let me show you how we're going to do the check. Okay, save password. Let's say the save password is Unreal Devs. Okay, so what we can do here, let me show you. Let's just remove this. No, keep it. We can check to see if the entered password equal exact text of the saved password. And if it does, we can say print string correct password, print string incorrect password. All right, so now if I go and I say incorrect password, right? Because this is text committed, it's still gonna hide the input. There's a, I need to not allow that to happen though. Now if I put Unreal Dev, right, and hit this, it should say correct password. Yeah, it said correct password. But I need to find a way to not hide this. Okay, let's delete this. And let me see. Yeah, so you see, it printed out, but hold on, well, let's just delete this. I don't want it. And let's make this white. 5 seconds. And let's make this red. 4 seconds, whatever color that is. Okay, so we can say incorrect password, and that's if I say Unreal Dev, correct password. But we can also if the password is incorrect, we can set this to blank, I believe, so that we no. We can grab the input box, and then we can just say set text, set text editable text, and set it to empty, so that way it can reset itself. So if I go like this and put blah blah blah, it reset the password. And I believe we can say set focus. Yep. So now it will focus it back to, it will put the mouse cursor, I believe, back into it. See if I say da da da. Yep, see, it's back in there again. I can keep tapping. See, so this would be helpful if you're doing a chat back and you want to keep chatting. You can do that. Okay, so only if it's correct, we want to remove. Only if it's correct, we want to remove the password container. If it's correct, we say set visibility to collapse, and then if we click on the button as well and it's correct, we want to do the same thing like so. Yeah, so if I put Unreal Dev, hit continue, correct password, and why is it not hiding it? Oh, I'm getting description, not description, fool. Password container. And everything is being done on the client, so that way you know it's working. And there, nah, it hides it. And then now this is another thing that I'm gonna add. I didn't add it to my other project. I'm gonna add it to this. Let's get a border, and let's call this loading screen. This is gonna be a illusion of we are loading to our bank. And let's make this black. Get a text center. Oh no, wait, hold on. Let's get a vertical box first. Zero. Get another one. Put it on there. Center. Where are you? Fail. Yep, fail. And then let's get a throbber. And center. This one we can say loading. Please wait. And padding at the bottom to like 15. And let's add more to this. Let's add 18. That's long. It's gonna say loading, please wait. And by default, this should be collapse by default. And make sure it's a variable. And we can say get this. If it's true, set visibility to true. Yeah, to visible. And then after delay, let's get a random delay. So that way it don't just be the same time. Okay, say random float in range. The minimum should be 5 seconds. The maximum should be 10 seconds. So between 5 and 10 seconds, this gonna be on the screen. And after that, and we can collapse. So it could be after 6 seconds, after 8, 9 seconds, 9.9 seconds, and then we hide it again. So it would be something like this. So if I put Unreal Devs, boom, oh no, Unreal Devs, and hit enter. What was the password? What was this? Save password. Unreal Devs. Okay. Hit play. Go here. Boom. Put the save password. Loading. Please wait. Please, what the hell that is? That is not wait. Oh Lord. You see? Now it hides it. That is not wait. What in Jesus' name was this? Please wait. No dots. No dots. Really? Really, Jay? Really? Okay, so we just go here. Boom. Password. Nice loading. Loading. Boom. Okay. So now after we hide this, then we're gonna get another border again. Another border like so, and this one will be. Let's wrap this with a background blur, and this one will be bank king interface, and let's make this black with a 0.3. And then make this a variable, and after we hide the password one in the loading screen, then we set this to visible, but by default it should be collapse. Wait, let me go copy the password again. Okay, so save. Let's check it now. Boom, accept, put our password, loading screen. It's gonna hide this in a minute. And then our thing showed up. Let's see, wait, it should, background blur, let's put a strength of 5 pixels, 5%. And here, let's say input mode, yeah, and show mouse cursor. Let's get player controller, and we can say set show mouse cursor because we want to see our mouse in order for us to interacting with the banking. And we can say set input mode to gaming UI. You see, I'm building new stuff as I go. I don't always build the same thing every time. I try to build different things. And new widget to focus should be this, the banking interface. And matter of fact, let's put this down between 1 and 3 seconds. Oh, I need to copy the text because I just copied something else. Like so. Okay, accept password. Boom. Between 1 and 2. There we go. Now we have our mouse cursor. Now we can, or if you don't want the character to do this, to move like this, you can just say set input mode to UI only. But the problem with this, you would have to create a close button on the widget, because we're no longer able to see. Even if I'm pushing anything, I'm not getting any input. So you'll have to create a close button somewhere here to hide, when you click on it, to hide uh, this menu. Okay, so we've done a lot today, and that's it for me. So thank you for watching, guys. If you like the video, please give it a like, and if you have any question, just leave them in the comment, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.